Hello, hello, hello. Welcome in. This is Birds of a Feather Podcast with your boy Q City.
Your boy Todd Bravado.
And this is episode 99, Pat and Pinnix. Yo, this was a loss, 24-23 to the New England Patriots. But I'm not going to lie to you. Wasn't the worst loss in the world to me. I thought, maybe after I looked at the tape or I would feel bad. I honestly do not. I think it's because I changed. Yeah, I changed my expectations of the season. but Taj, we're gonna start with you. How'd you view the game?
It's kind of like you. It's just like I'm still disappointed we lost. I wanted to win, but it's like it didn't ruin my day or it's not ruining my week. Because I don't really feel like that was a bad loss.
The Dolphins did that to me. I'm not gonna lie. The Dolphins lost ruined my day. Yeah. It ruined my week.
Oh, they ruined your week. You was mad for days.
I was, and I didn't let that go. But the past loss didn't bother me. It did not bother me as much.
So this, because like I'm really just proud of how they fought back because when it was 21-7, I thought like, yeah. And it's just like I feel like what's lost in this is how well Penix responded. Like, and Drake London had a great game, but Penix played some good ball.
Somebody that you said talk about responding. The defense responded. Somebody that you said, Jalen Walker. Yes, it looked great in the game. Bro, when you go back and look at the film, this man had the game of his life. You understand me? Pierce can't say the same, but we could talk about that later.
You ain't got to do that.
Jalen Walker.
Hey, hold on. You can big up him without mentioning the other guy. You ain't got to do that. You causing division.
No, it's not division. It's just he didn't. This wasn't one of his best.
But what was the purpose of saying that?
This wasn't one of his best games.
What was the purpose of saying that? Though?
He not benched per se, but his second half snaps was down.
He's a rotational guy. He played, but what was the purpose of you hyping up them and then James? Not so much. Like, what was the purpose of that?
Because
there was no
have a great game.
Because the thing is, you didn't do that to nobody else on the D line, but you singled him out.
Well, they're high-profile rookies. It is what it is.
No,
and he's the crown.
No, we're not doing that.
Jalen had the game of his life. It looked amazing on film. He was winning that matchup versus Will Campbell multiple times.
Dog walking him.
Yeah, even when he wasn't getting home. So that's
James Pierce was getting held a lot, but yeah.
I mean, the whole Patriots O-line was holding. But it's good old Foxborough refereeing for you, right? Like people talk about, we'll get to the clap. That we'll get to that. But like it was refreshing. It was very refreshing to see this be the game that we put on film after 2 weeks of really mediocre football, for lack of a better term.
I'm not gonna really count the Niner when it's mediocre. I mean, that's still a quality team. Could they perform better? Absolutely, but I'm neutral on that one.
I think we were close in that game, but I can't say that the offense this week looked way better than it has. Pinnix's last win was the Commanders. The offense looked pretty decent, pretty good. But the Commanders might be cheeks. That was his last win. Yeah.
Pretty sure it was the Bills.
We played the Commanders after the Bills, didn't we?
Oh, we played the Bills, and then we
went Niners. Yeah. So his last one was the Bills, and that was a Bijan crazy game. Yes, it was. Yeah, because then we went to San Fran and basically got the Bijan game put on us by Christian McCaffrey. But the offense didn't look great against the Niners. It looked absolutely putrid versus Miami, but Penix wasn't playing. If you take Penix last 4 games, he's put together a body of work.
Yeah, 7
this is his 11th start.
7 touchdowns, 1 interception, completing 62% of his passes, got 1,300 yards?
Right around, and he's got 2 turnovers because it's 1 pick and 1 fumble.
So, like, on the season, he has 8 touchdowns, 3 picks. I mean, I wish the touchdown number was a lot higher, but I'm satisfied with the picks. Because, like, he's
got
throwing over 200 yards a game. He's averaging, like, 240 yards a game.
Yeah, and he's got nine total touchdowns, 5 total turnovers. I'm completely fine with that 11 starts in, especially because those turnovers are like 2 of those turnovers are fumbles. And like, not that I'm happy that he's fumbling the ball or anything like that, but like,
though, to me,
those are random.
Fumbles are fluky.
Because you can fumble in like Bijan, your ball hits your knee and the other team pounces on it, bam. Yeah, you got a lost fumble. Or you could be like Drake May, who literally just dropped the ball in the pocket and then laid down on it. And it's like nothing comes of that play. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
so
he actually Drake May has a lot of Josh Allen to him in more ways than one.
Boy, early Josh Allen too.
No, not even earlier. That's like last year, like the last couple of years with the fumbles. Josh Allen will fumble. He's gonna fumble.
And like
throwing the ball, he's a little more safe.
When I tell you, he had so I have a Patriots fan pretty close to me in life, and we were talking back and forth. He's trying to talk some smack about the win, and I was like, y'all scored 3 points in the second half. First off, y'all scored 3 points from 2 minutes and like 30 seconds left in the second quarter on. Y'all scored 3 points. That's 1. 2, Drake May made 1 good pass in the second half. 1 along the sideline to Stephon Diggs. Other than that, Deacon Dunk and patented Josh McDaniels pick play to end the game on JD Bertrand.
That wasn't even a pick. I looked at it. There was no pick. He didn't get touched.
It looked like a pick play.
He didn't get touched.
He didn't get touched, but like they ran toward him. It made him redirect.
It was 2 slants and a flat route. He didn't get touched. He was like, but like that wasn't a pick. He just played bad football.
Yeah,
and because calling it a pick when he got caught up in the pick, he didn't even get touched. He ran into a ghost and like, oh.
Well, he tried to avoid, like they ran clearly at him to run a pick. He avoided it.
The thing is, he avoided the wrong way anyway.
Yeah, it wasn't his finest play, and we'll get to him.
That's not a pick. That was just bad football.
Yeah, on the offensive end, right? So let's take it in 3 phases. On the offensive end, I was pleasantly surprised by everything that I saw in this game, and this is probably the most optimistic you'll hear me after a loss.
Everything?
A lot of things. Patriots haven't allowed a 50-yard rusher all season.
And they still haven't.
Bijan was 49.
Yeah, I don't know what I was looking at. He
was like 96, but I think that's his total yards.
It glitched out and showed me the total. So
yeah. 96 was his total, right? So he was right up under 100 yards all purpose. But, with a run defense that stout and having to lean on your young quarterback on the road, Pinnix delivered for you multiple times.
He did.
I didn't have a problem with Raheem's coaching, going for it decisions. He didn't make a challenge, but like his going for it decisions, his no-goes, I didn't have one problem with that. Surprisingly, Zach Robinson's run pass mix, I wish we would have. I think I texted you this, and through the flow of the game, running a bit more on second down, right? Just to make your third downs a little bit more palpable, because early in the game, Bijan was averaging around 4 yards a carry. So like if you don't get what you need on first down, you run on second, then you're in a 3rd and 6. Through our first like 4 or 5 drives, we were consistently in like 3rd and 9 and longer. And that I think that led to the 0-6, or was it 0-5 start on 3rd down, right? Like we were 0-5 or 0-6 on 3rd down to start before we converted one. I believe that led to it, but overall, especially down 21-7, I felt Zach called a decent game, right? Obviously, you have to be more aggressive. Obviously, you have to be a bit more desperate, and that opens up the playbook a little more. But I think what I really saw from our offense was Drake's the alpha. But then two, there is a strong, almost hard-headed belief that we're going to value players over plays, right? When we really get down. And if that's the philosophy that we're going to keep, and I think we saw it to an extent in the 49ers game, because like the cornerback said, we've seen this on film. Are they actually going to throw this? But it's like, I believe in Penix and Drake. So like, yes, I'm going to motion Drake over to this side. I'm going to run it out on fourth down. I expect him to catch it. We damn near ran the exact same play on the first fourth down that we ran. On the second fourth down, we lined him up on the opposite side, didn't motion him. He ran like a 6-yard curl, and it was like 4 dudes around him. And guess what? Penix still threw that thing, because I'm going to value going to my alphas in that situation. Pitts was featured early. Yes, they kind of won him. One thing I can honestly say, looking at the film, his effort level on running routes did not decrease. And he only got one more target after his last reception. He only got one real target. He had 2 more targets per se, but like only one was an actual real target after that. And he was running. He didn't really get open like that. They started bracketing him, I'm guessing, because we're just going to let Drake single up, especially because we believe in Gonzalez, and we're going to take away Pitts as an option, especially when you saw that Penix was kind of using him as a safety net. A lot of checkdowns to Bijan. Algier wasn't overly involved in the game, but overall, offensively, that was not a bad game for me, especially against a really good well-coached defense. What did you see on the offensive end that maybe gave you some good or gave you some pause?
I mean, the offense, they showed me a good performance. I just have more concerns about what's going to look forward, like with the O-line. Like, both your guards got hurt. Jake Matthews is already dealing with the ankle injury. I mean, he's Iron Man, so he'll be fine. So
I gotta ask you, because I know you're really plugged in, bro. Is it Lindstrom or is it Bergeron? Who's hurt? Because we signed a dude from the practice squad.
I won't know till tomorrow.
When they signed a dude from the practice squad up, bro.
Yeah, I have no clue, but signing that dude is not a great sign. I'm going to lean that it's probably Bergeron, since he got carded.
Yeah, that's not great. Because, I mean, I think me and you kind of discussed this when we were talking about Terry last week. I think Bergeron's been well enough to get a second contract. Yeah, not top of the market.
Mid to low tier starter.
Yeah, not top of the market. And, if you choose to go high in the second, if you choose to go guard in the second round, right? Like maybe you move him to be in a backup, but like,
no.
He's not somebody I see you just easily replacing, right? Like I think he's.
If you're going to sign him, you're not drafting the guard in the second.
No, I'm saying if you wanted to, if you wanted to draft over him, if you wanted to replace him, he's not somebody I see you easily replacing. Like I see you having to use high draft capital or real free agent dollars to replace him. He's a decent starter.
I don't think you'd be hard pressed to replace him, even because there's no guarantee to draft. Like he's a quality NFL starter.
Yeah, 100%. So him being out wouldn't be great.
I mean, Kyle Hinton held up nicely in his absence, so like I have optimism there. Just the one game taking a hit.
Lindstrom being out, that's
I think he'll be fine, but I mean, we'll know for sure tomorrow. With the practice, with the injury designations, because that'll be their first practice this week. Oh hell, shit! They should be on a plane. Honestly, I think they should go early over there. But I mean,
yeah, and obviously we'll get to that in next week's game. On the defensive end, I was fully prepared right before halftime to say like, "Oh, this is the worst defensive performance. They done figured this out. We're the terriblest team in the world." And then that second half, really from 2 minutes left in the third quarter on, this defense showed up and showed out, kept us in the game, gave us a chance after chance after chance. And we couldn't bring it home, but like this defense had one of their better games of the season. What did you see on the defensive
end? I just seen they got the stops when we needed them. Jalen Walker, obviously. Yeah. Jesse finally got on the stat sheet.
100%. And like you said, it was just a missed throw. Like he
just it sailed it, but
it sailed on him. Yeah,
all quarterbacks miss throws. But I mean, Jesse basically able to take advantage of that. So they forced turnovers. I can't be mad at them because it's just when you look at it like from the spectrum, because I think the Falcons made history. We're the first team in NFL history. It may not be the first team, but it is definitely notable. We won the turnover battle.
No. I think if you're saying what I think you're saying, teams in this situation were 66-0.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So we were 2-0 in the turnover differential.
Mm-hmm.
Had 6 sacks.
Mm-hmm.
And
one time of possession.
Yeah, one time. Like we literally dominated everything except for third downs. We were 1 for 10 on third downs.
Yep. Teams in that situation were 66-0. It was like 2 other things, and I remember looking at that and one of the comments being like, "Nobody but the Falcons."
Falcon way to lose. That ain't nothing but the Falcons.
Yeah, nothing but the Falcons, and it's not a lie. It's one of those things where it's like, damn. And I don't know. Maybe I would come and be like, yo, damn, if we can't win this game, what game are we gonna win? But I think, like I spoke on, my perspective has shifted, right? And I think another part of my perspective shifting was the special teams, right? So we missed a field goal. Couldn't take the game into overtime. To be honest with you, had we got in the field goal range, I don't know if he would have trusted him to make that kick. If he would have made that kick, if it was a fifth, we'd all be drunk. You know what I'm saying? The return game was pretty decent for a good bit of the day. Nothing to write home about, but they didn't put us in bad field position situations. But John Parker Romo was cut, right? His dead cap. Yes. His what's it called? People were talking about, oh, we signed him to a 2-year deal. Like, bro, it's a rounding error. Like, yeah, like it's fake money. I promise it's okay.
We lost no money doing that.
Zane Gonzalez. All right. So, not in non-injury designation. How many times teams have made the playoffs cutting 2 or more kickers in a season?
Probably not a lot.
It's like 15%, bro. It's like 15% of teams ever make the playoffs once they cut 2 kickers. Right. And like special teams is one of those things where it's like it's such a small part of the game, but it's such an important part of the game. Right. Like once you're kicking, because we also like let go of our long snapper on the practice squad. We let go of another piece of special teams, but we're kind of overhauling that position. Right. And it's Band-Aid fixes, to be honest with you. Our kicking game is just not there. And that's just what it is. And if you don't have a kicker, if you are literally missing a third of your team, you're not going to have a great season. Are you going to eke out some games? Absolutely. But like most NFL games are 1 possession games. Like an overwhelming amount are 1 possession games. Your math is going to be off because you're going to get 6 points instead of 7, or you're going to swear you have 3 points in the bag and then you don't. Like, it's part of the game. People are like, oh, Zane Gonzalez has a lower field goal percentage than both Koo and John Parker Romo. No shit. That's why he was a free agent. That's why he was a free agent or on a practice squad, bro. Like, that's the reason for that. Like, yes, he has a lower percentage. Nobody wanted him to kick. Like, you got to try somebody different. You can't cut Koo after the season he had, right? The 79%.
With Romo.
Yeah, the 79%. And you keep him coming into the season, and then you cut him after missing an extra point that would have took you to field goal that would have won you the game. Or would it put us to overtime?
Overtime.
It would have put you to overtime. You cut him after that. Romo gives you 5 kicks the next week. You sign him long term and whatnot. He misses, was it 2 field goals versus the Patriots or versus the Panthers, or was it just 1 field goal versus the Panthers?
True, I believe.
He missed 2 versus the Panthers. Then he misses an extra point to send you to overtime. You got to get cut too, just for consistency purposes. Like, not anything against him. It's just like Jabari Smith Jr. Shout out, my boy. Shout out. Because he put up the tweet and he was like, I do him like you did my boy Koo. And I was like, oh, you're a fan of this poverty franchise too. I appreciate you, big dog.
He's from here, I believe.
He is from Atlanta. Yeah. He went to Auburn, but he's from Atlanta. And they sure did. They cut him just like they cut Koo, bro. Like, that's what happened. So get Zay Gonzalez. Hey, bro, once you start getting on the 3rd or 4th kicker, like, it's one of those positions like, do I feel like we need to spend actual free agent dollars to get a kicker this season? I don't know. Do we need to spend draft capital to get a kicker? I don't know.
What does actual free agency dollars look like for a kicker? Because good kickers aren't available.
Yeah. And great kickers command like $4 million.
But the thing is, great kickers never lead their teams.
They never lead their teams, bro. So, and hell, if you spend
and we're not in any position to spend any draft capital on a kicker.
And even if you do, Moody was a 3rd round pick, right? Borealis was a 2nd round pick.
Tampa Bay, just 2nd round, cut him.
Robert Aguayo, 2nd round pick, cut him. So, like,
I don't believe in drafting kickers. It's just a luck thing. But what I think they're doing is I think they're developing the boy they got from Germany. They're just gonna let him develop for the year because their intention is not putting him in games because I feel like they believe in him.
And if that's the case, you don't want to ruin his confidence.
Yeah,
put him out too early. So
they gonna just let everything work with him. They're gonna develop him, and then once they get him the way they want next year, assuming they still have jobs.
I want to get to that in City Talk.
Yeah.
That's what happened over the course of the week. Did you have any other points you wanted to bring out before we move on to the Colts?
I mean, I have very little notes on this game because it was a solid game. It's a loss that I'm not really gonna lose sleep over, so it is what it is.
100%. So, NFL trade deadline. Obviously, some news came out today that impacts us in 2 future opponents. The New York Jets traded away Sauce Gardner and Quentin Williams, right? So, like, that may affect their run and pass game. We play them later. We'll get to them on the week that we play them. Right now, they traded to the 29th ranked pass defense or 26th ranked pass defense, the Indianapolis Colts, who we just so happen to play this week. Mm-hmm. So, coming in, that was one of the things I was going to point out was like Pinnix is on a hot streak and we're going against a secondary that's really letting it up. And I guess the Colts thought that. They were like, hey, let's put
the thing is, one player ain't going to stop that.
It's not going to change everything, right?
Because, Gonzalez is better than Sauce, and Drake had no issue.
I mean, Sauce has been an all-pro twice.
So Sauce is just his name. Gonzo's better. I don't care about what you did in your first 2 years. Gonzo is the current better player.
And Gonzo didn't even finish the game. Gonzo's got some serious injury concerns, if we want to be honest, though.
I mean, yeah.
So, like, part of it, best ability is availability. But
the thing is that Sauce is a penalty merchant.
Sauce will get called for passing.
Because here's a popular theory that actually kind of holds some truth. Like, Sauce was getting hit with hella penalties because the Jets weren't winning. When they was winning, people was ignoring all that shit. When they started losing, them flags started coming.
I mean,
because he is very handsy.
He will, but he usually does his work. He does a lot of his work early and at the line, which I think him and Drake at the line fighting is gonna be nice to watch. Like, I think that's a matchup I want to see. But I think to the point that you pointed out, is Sauce even gonna play? Right? I'm pretty sure if he does, if he does, what does that look like?
Because you asking a lot. Because the dude, like, he didn't even he probably not he might be in Indianapolis right now, or he might be heading on the, like, I don't know what the travel plans is, but like, dude's in New York, find out he get traded about 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock. So
you got 24 hours. Well, no, you got 24 hours to report for a physical, and then 48 to join the team.
Yes, so like, depending on how quick he get this done, like, he could be practicing tomorrow, but you asking a lot to do that and then hit the international flight, and do they got his passport and all that stuff?
Well, he was just in Europe earlier this year.
Yeah, but do they have his passport and stuff? Because they got to book all of that. That's a lot to handle last minute.
I mean, it's not a lot.
People get paid for this, so it's not. He got the credentials to get over there, obviously, but there's just a lot of stuff involved. So you got to go to your first game with the new team in the same week, and you got to go to Berlin. Germany. It's Berlin, Germany. Yeah,
it's Berlin.
Yeah. But yeah, that's a lot. So he don't know none of the plays. Just like,
oh, hey Deutschland, you guys listen to the pod. Appreciate y'all. I'm guessing because you knew the Falcons were coming this season. So shout out to my Germany fans.
Oh, I didn't know what the word you was talking about.
Deutschland is whatever. Anyway, don't worry about it.
9.
Anyway, that is a lot. That is a lot that you're asking for somebody. And then another point that you brought out, they would have to probably, it's not like defense is super complicated, right? But like, there's certain looks you probably aren't going to be able to give when you have somebody brand new in that you're relying on a lot. Sauce, he travels when he wants to, but like,
no, he don't travel what he wants. He travels when the team wants him to.
Yeah, like for the most part, he's fine standing on one side. I think it would be interesting if he played. I just want to see the matchup between him and Drake. I think that's going to be fun. I want to see that.
Drake can't work.
Oh, of course not. Of course not. Especially after the big day that he had. If you look at the Colts offensively, what problems do they present? They are running the ball. And if you want to say in the first half specifically, something that absolutely killed us was our inability to stop the run. Now, as Taj corrected me on early in the season, one of the points that we talked about where we was going to stop the run on the way to the pass, right? On the way to pass rush. Well, we're not stopping the run, and that's not putting us in pass situations. Teams, the last 3 teams have really been able to control the game by running the ball on us, right, for extended periods of time. I'm actually kind of worried about Jonathan Taylor coming in because he has been on a ridiculous pace this season. I don't see us being able to stop him, but can we make it difficult for their offense? Their receiving weapons are right? And they just lost one. So
4th receiver. So
yeah, it's what are we really looking at? Obviously, this is a run-powered team. Daniel Jones, I'm not overly worried about his mobility because we have shown multiple times this season we can handle mobile quarterbacks. He gets out moves a bit, but he's doing most of his damage from the pocket this season.
I mean, he does run.
We've handled mobile quarterbacks pretty well this season.
I mean, we have. I'm just saying it ain't nothing. It ain't nothing to not worry about because I mean,
we haven't got overly killed by mobile. Hell, the quote unquote immobile quarterback was the one that killed us, Mac Jones, with his late scramble.
Like Baker. I mean, all these quarterbacks got their runs off. Like even Drake May. Drake May, Josh Allen. It's just they don't want to run, but it's just like Daniel Jones in terms of athleticism is in that Drake May and Josh Allen combo. So it is something to be wary of at least. It ain't nothing to say I ain't worried about it.
Honestly, since Baker broke that big one off, and who was in the hole and missed? It wasn't Bowman, it was the other one. Because we came on the pod and talked about it. Just missed Baker in the hole, and Baker like got a big runoff. Since then, we've done a pretty good job of containing mobile quarterbacks. Josh didn't have any super big runs on us. Drake didn't have any super big runs. Now
he busted the 15-yarder.
That's what I'm saying. You break the pocket and get out there. All right, cool. But just like Baker had like a 30-something yarder on us, we haven't even allowed that. Mobile quarterbacks have not been our issue this year.
Just saying, it ain't never nothing to say you not worried.
Honestly, our biggest Achilles heel has been stopping the run, and then freaking. I'm not going bag on the guy, but just I would say as a totality.
I'm not saying his name. I'm not giving him no airtime on this podcast.
Like our linebackers in pass coverage has not been the best.
The less pigmented, the less pigmented. Guardian Cat Bandit.
And did you hear Raheem say that who's what's his name, Junior?
Ronnie Harrison Jr.
Yeah, has been playing well enough to earn some playing time. So why'd you sub him out then? Like in that situation. He was like, yeah, he's really, pressing in and playing some time. But I think that goes back into the point that, we had discussed with Terry, where it's like, you're drafting for 4 different defensive coordinators. Everybody's going to want something different. Everybody's going to call something different in those situations.
I mean, the thing is, as a linebacker, the coverage don't change no matter what you do.
That was a simple man. That was a simple man concept.
That dude ran into an imaginary pick and panicked.
I think he was anticipating the pick and trying to sell the contact.
Bro,
if you look at it, he was trying to. It looked like he was waiting for contact.
I need my linebackers to be linebackers, not actors.
Yeah, I feel you.
Run through them. It's the receiver. Run through them.
Yeah.
I don't think you like, oh no, the receiver's going to hit me. Run through his ass.
Yeah. But if you create that contact, it's 15-yard penalty. I'm guessing
through him.
You probably thinking too much is a lot of what's going on there.
Because the thing is, they're not going to call a penalty on him. They're going to call it on them. Or it's just going to be incidental contact. Run through them, make the play.
Yeah,
it wasn't. With the game on the line, you can't be over here flopping, trying to hope for someone no one even touched
you. It was not the best. It wasn't his proudest moment to say the least.
Call a spade a spade. It was piss poor.
Yeah, Divine Diablo. We need him back with a quickness. Troy Anderson apparently had his leg amputated or something. Braylon Trice, he's a pass rusher, but he ain't hitting the field.
We don't know what he is. We ain't never seen him in a game.
I mean, that's facts. He probably is a lockdown freaking pass coverage, but I couldn't tell you.
I mean, he could be the best killer up for all we know, because we ain't never seen him play. So.
Yeah, couldn't tell you. I know we spent a 3rd round pick on him.
And the thing is, it sucks because it's not even his fault.
Yeah, no, it's just, bro, just bad luck. But what's your prediction for the Colts game?
I expect them to play good. So I want us to win. I really do. I think we can win.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm gonna go Colts 27-24.
I was going Colts 27-20. Yeah, actually. I think not being able to stop the run is kind of showing itself as a little bit of an Achilles heel. Missing Zach Harrison has kind of shown itself a bit. He was really, really good against the run early in the season. He hadn't been there. It's kind of showed up a lot. Just as much as Devon Diablo not being there, showing up in the pass game. So, injuries come into place. You miss your guys, and sometimes next man up. And that's not saying people are bad, but sometimes next man up just doesn't give you the same tools that you need to go against people.
I mean, they weren't started for a reason.
Yeah. Honestly, with Zach Harrison healthy, I of course get bodies on the line as much as you can or whatever, but I don't necessarily feel like you have to. Dorless has played well. He's a little bit more of a pass rusher. It seems like, per se, he works a little better in the pass game. Who's the other one? You got Harrison, Dorless. We drafted him early. D tackle. I'm looking at him in my head right now.
Rook?
There goes. Rook. Rook is showing up a lot in the pass game. I'm not saying anything about him personally, because a lot of this could be happening around him as well. He be getting washed in the run game sometime, and it does not make sense to me because of the way he moves on pass rush. Like, his ability to get off blocks in pass rush should lend itself to him being pretty dominant in the run game.
There's different techniques.
The way he gets off. Not the fact that, like spin move, use of hands or anything like that. He just looks nimble getting off blocks.
I mean, you could be nimble, but the thing is the blocks are different because you're going to get someone going backwards as opposed to someone going sideways.
Yeah, but hands touch him and he just don't move no more, bro. And
because you're running,
it's frustrating.
If you're going to get a zone scheme or whatever, if they're going with the flow, you can't just get by the same way you would on a pass rush set.
Which it's understandable. It's understandable.
It's very different schematic.
Like I've rushed before. I get that it's different skill sets, but like when you look at his fluidity is what I'm talking about. Like,
that has nothing to do with it though, because you got to look at the way they're coached. Like, they're coached to stop the run on the way to the pass. So like it's a pass rush based skill set. So like him getting washed up in the run, it's going to happen sometimes just because if they show you any type of look where you think it's a pass, they can catch you. Like, it's just,
that's true. That's true. We have gotten
he's only 23. He's still a
delays and draws. Delays and draws have eaten us the hell up this year, and both of those.
Most of the ones that got us is when they just ran straight into us.
But I think, like I was saying, Zach Harrison, he has played very well against the run this year, and hopefully he can get back. But it's a knee injury, right? We'll know some type of. It said knee. It said knee. So we'll have some type of designation tomorrow, hopefully.
I mean, he's been out the past 2 games. So
3 games.
He'll practice. He's only missed 2.
Yeah, he was out Dolphins and Patriots. You're right. But yeah, ultimately, I think it's 27-20. But like I said about moving my expectations, I think that this season is all about making sure that you have the guy at quarterback. You know that you have a dog at wide receiver. You know you got one of them ones, top 3 running back in the league at running back. Shore up your offensive line. And, hell, your offensive line not being great may answer the question even more. But make sure you got the guy at quarterback. Make sure this is who you're supposed to have. And once my mindset kind of went toward there, not that you don't want to win games. Of course you want to win games. But, like...
You said what?
You said what?
You got cut out. You said once your mindset went to what?
Oh, once your mindset kind of shifts to that, it's not that you don't want to win games. Of course you want to win games, but it gives you a different goal in the season.
See, I hit the man with some insight. He was like, you know what? I guess that makes sense.
I mean, every now and then you worth the squirrel fart, bro. All right. So going on to in division, we had some divisional moves. So the Saints 1-8 on the season right now. They moved Raheem Shaheed to Seattle,
That's
but
just scary.
Seattle is finna be a problem, bro.
Ain't no finna be. They already are.
Yeah, Seattle is the whole NFC West. Honestly, is looking kind of scary.
That boy's ASC and cold. Did you see the route release he hit boy with? Hit him with the huh. Dude went that way. He was like, "Hey, we still score this, so it's cool." I say, boy, you could have drove a truck through the amount of separation he created.
He almost got 1,000 yards. I think he's at 958 right now. That's
boy different. That boy different.
Yeah. This season, best wide receiver. Yeah, he's the best wide receiver this season. Is he the best wide receiver in the league? I have a hard time with Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson.
It all comes down to your preference.
Yeah, but
when it comes down to receivers, like there's a generalized list of like the 10 guys, but it's like maybe about 5 to 7 of those are locks, and then the other 3 just depend on your preference.
Yeah, he's moved in the lock category.
Yeah,
you don't mention best receivers in the game without mentioning him. Then third in the division is us, 3-6, or 3-5. Not gonna count that on us. 3-5, lost to the Patriots. Carolina, 5-4 right now, with a win against the Green Bay Packers. If you listen to the betting pod, you'd have made some money because Taj called that one.
I only called 2 of them. The other 3 was wrong. But
hey, look, take your wins. But yeah, you called that one. And then leading the division right now is Tampa. Not gonna lie to you,
probably didn't they?
Yeah, Tampa was on a bye. But they're still leading the division because same amount of wins.
I'm just
same amount of wins, 1 less loss. So, but Tampa, they've got some people coming back, but they have been hit with the injury bug as well a good bit. I think it's going to be interesting coming down the line. I'm not here to just slander Bryce Young. He still hasn't looked great, but they're winning. And so, winning solves a lot of things. I think Vrabel had a great quote, which was, let's learn from it in victory so we don't have to learn from it in a loss. And sometimes that's all it is, bro. Like, he's talking about Drake May having a terrible second half performance, but it's facts. So now I wanted to get to City Talk, right? And I really only have one topic to discuss, unless you got something else, Taj. But I feel like this will take us all the way through. It was, but it all kind of puts into one conversation, right? People were like, "Oh, the Falcons aren't super active during this trade period," right? And I think that speaks to the fact, as a GM, if you don't have a lot of security, it can push you one or two ways. You can be ultra aggressive because I ain't going to be around to see if this goes bad, or you can be ultra conservative because I don't want to make the move that costs me a job. If Pinnix is the guy, he buys Terry a couple more years. I promise you he does. If Pinnix is the guy, and you see it by the end of the season, regardless of win-loss record, if we get about 6 or 7 games, say what you want. Terry's here. You understand? Because that means you picked the quarterback of the future, and you built a good enough team that he can build upon it. So at the very least, you get next year. So then you don't want to waste your draft capital when you already were aggressive during the offseason or during the draft and gave up your pick for the coming year, right? So you don't want to be ultra aggressive there. A lot of people were like, "Oh, my wide receiver 2 right now is David Sills, or my wide receiver 3 is David Sills. Why are we not being aggressive?" Oh, you see Rashid Shaheed get traded. First off, no one's trading Rashid. The Saints are never trading Rashid Shaheed to us. That's never happening. Secondly, Jalen Waddle, Miami wanted a first for him. That's why he was not traded. Garrett Wilson, the Jets wanted a first for him.
No, they weren't even interested.
That's why he was not traded.
He was never getting traded.
Yeah, like Hey, what do you want for Garrett Wilson? 5 first. And then you hang up the phone, bro. Like, yes. So when you hear, oh, they were taking calls, like, yeah, no, bro. Like, I'm gonna say some ridiculous shit. And if you give it to me, then by all means, take the player. But like,
yeah, like I'm pretty sure that's what happened with Sauce.
What you want for Sauce Gardner? 2 first and a player.
Your second two first in this receiver that you took in the second round 2 years ago. Deal. Huh?
Hold on. What you want for Quentin Williams? I need a 1, a 2, a tackle. I need something to make
it
that.
ain't even gotta be at this year 1.
And then, oh yes, by the way, do you know how that deal is structured?
Yeah, they take the better of the 2 first.
That's some NBA shit if I ever seen it, bro.
Yeah, I was like, that's how to pick off stuff. Like that's literally what the Hawks got going on with the Pelicans. We take we take whatever first better, we taking that one. Same shit.
Yeah, and my thing about that is that type of deal is very, very rare in the league, mainly because a lot of years teams don't accrue a second first round pick, right? But as GMs get more aggressive and there is this level of trading going on, I feel like that level of flexibility in your trade swaps becomes much more prevalent. My only thing on that is, how is that dictated at the league office level? Because like you have to write these trades up, submit them to the league, and then they become finalized. But the NFL has never like really embraced the whole pick swap or, better of the two or anything like that. So like, and it's not outwardly described in the CBA. So, and it feels like, of course, it's Jerry. It feels like one of those things where it's like, you can't say you didn't say I can't do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you didn't say I can't do it. So I'm gonna put it in writing, and then, but this might usher in a different wave of trading, because we have many more aggressive GMs nowadays than we've really ever.
A lot of teams don't have multiple first though, so it's just like.
But like, it doesn't have to always extend to multiple first. Like in the NBA, you send second rounds for like cash considerations a lot, or you do better at picks in second rounds.
Because the thing is, they value. Because the thing is, the NBA,
the NFL values picks much.
Picks
better.
are way more valuable. So, like people want 7th round picks because they want more swings. So like. Mm-hmm. It won't go that far. This probably about the height of it's going to be. Is like maybe this, like, okay, you got 2 first. We want the better of the first 2. All right, cool. We'll do it.
You wrap that up, write it up somehow. But I think it's just really interesting, because the first thing I thought of was like, that's some NBA stuff if I ever seen it. But no, that was my thinking. It's just like, I'm not calling him scared, but I think Terry was a bit apprehensive of making a huge swing, because he doesn't have a huge level of security. Everybody and their mama calling for Raheem's head every other week. Honestly, and y'all might not like to hear this, if Penix shows he's the guy, Raheem's going to be here another year. You understand me? At minimum, going to be here another year.
So here is my retort to what you just said. Terry ain't never traded on the trade deadline in 5 years, so it's a non-story.
And I think people get frustrated because you see other teams making moves, but like
Terry make his trade early in the year.
Now, what I will say is, and granted, it seems much more like it was a coaching decision. We rarely let skill positions go in the middle of the season. That hadn't happened before.
Well, we don't let anything go in the middle of the season.
That's kind of what I was getting at.
Like Terry, in his 5 years trade deadline, he don't do it. It don't exist to him.
Yeah, but I was thinking, the since we let Ray go,
it's week 1 of the NFL season. That's the trade deadline of him, based on how he moves.
I was thinking, since we let Ray go, would you be open to finding something? But it just didn't seem like it was something he was looking for.
It's just like he has 4 years of showing you he has 5 years of showing you who he is. Believe him.
Yeah, 100%. But honestly, I think it really just comes down to who Pinnix is.
I mean,
dictates how aggressive you're going to be.
Pinnix does matter, absolutely, but at the end of the day, Penix won't be what saves a job. Because people that hit a quarterback that still got fired.
I mean, that's true. That's true. That's 100%.
Now, I don't think Raheem's going anywhere anyway, but yeah. At least this year. I think Archer's going to give him 3 years unless everything just goes horribly bad.
Yeah. What's it called? Arthur Smith got 3 years, and to be honest with you, you know what? There was a lot of hope going into that 3rd year. I can't really say that because
the thing is, it's the innate nature of a fan. Most fans are going to have some glimmer of hope. They're going to try to talk themselves into it some way, somehow. It's just the nature of the beast.
Browns fans know what's up. I respect Orange because he comes in every season knowing.
Yeah, okay, but
like,
that's not you know person. But the thing is, there's a Brown fan somewhere talking about, we make it the playoffs. Dylan Gabriel and then Shadur's going to take us to the playoffs.
Yeah.
There's delusional fans in every single fan base, and then there's overly dramatic fans in every other fan base. Like, you got Steelers fans wanting Mike Tomlin fired for what?
They're 5-4 right now. They're fine. Trust me.
I'm tired of making the playoffs and losing in the first round.
You rather not make the playoffs for 7 years?
Yeah, not like I got a friend. He's a Steelers friend. And he's always talking about, man, I'm tired. I said, I have no sympathy for you. I ain't made the playoffs since 2017. I don't care about your pity. I have no pity for you. I ain't got no tissues, no nothing.
So overall, I think that not moving on the trade deadline wasn't the worst thing in the world. It speaks to what I think he wants to build long term with the team. And I think a lot of that revolves around whether or not you have made the right pick to lead your team at quarterback. And people talking about Kirk still being on the team. Bro, you move him in March. You don't move him in the middle of the season. If you were going to move him, you'd have moved him at the beginning of the season. That's just bad salary cap understanding. Like, come on now. Because you would have paid.
That's just someone gave you a good pick for it. Then,
if somebody wants to if Cincy was going to give you a 3 or a 4 for Kirk before they did Flacco.
Any pick, honestly. But
yeah, but if they were going to give you a 3 or a 4 for Flacco before he got injured, all right, before they chose Flacco, all right, absolutely. Obviously, you do it now. If the Vikings, if they didn't believe in McCarthy and they wanted to give you a 6 for Kirk, and you've already paid 80% of his contract, 80% of this year of his contract, by all means, and you're still going to take the dead cap hit. But like moving him at any point in these first 9 weeks was still going to incur you the same dead cap that you were going to have back in March. And the only difference now is you paid 80% of the contract, so you might as well keep him for the season.
I mean, if it was going to give me a draft pick, I'm taking a draft pick. But
yeah,
it worked out that way, so it don't matter.
All right. You guys follow us on all social media platforms at BOAF Media. I appreciate you guys. We're on to Berlin. We'll be going live after the game. Stick around for tonight around 8:30 Central Time. Was at 9:30 Eastern Time for the live reacts for the Hawks. I'll be there. So I appreciate you guys. As always, hit the DMs or hit the chat, and we'll be available to answer anything in City Talk. It's been your boy Q City.
Your boy Ty Bravado.
We out.
Peace.